The garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out.
Something that y'all don't know. Breaking news, something that I've never told anybody. This is a secret, something that, will probably be in my book, but I'm telling y'all right now. The day that Biggie was killed, he wasn't supposed to be in LA. That morning, I got a call from Biggie, and I've never told anybody this in an interview or anything. I got a call from Biggie, and Biggie said, I don't want you to be mad at me.
Rumors about underground tunnels hidden beneath celebrity mansions have been floating around for years. From whispers about secret passageways in the Playboy Mansion to full-blown conspiracy theories surrounding Epstein's properties, it's always felt like something pulled straight out of a thriller movie. But when Diddy's mansion got raided, that old rumor came rushing back. People started saying Diddy's mansion had hidden tunnels, ones that connected directly to the Playboy Mansion. At first, it sounded outrageous. But once you remember the chaos and mystery around Diddy's notorious parties, it starts to feel a little too believable. And that is when Allie Carter came into the picture. She did not come forward as just another witness or internet voice. According to her, she was part of what she described as Diddy's inner cult. And her most shocking revelation was not just about the parties or the people, it was about the tunnels. She says she has been inside them herself. She described the tunnels as twisted and eerie, with strange layouts and endless turns. She said they were so bizarre that it felt like you could walk in and never find your way back out.
The garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out.
Because everybody is complicit. Everybody is complicit. It is covered up by your local FBI. It is covered up by your local police department. It is underground tunnels. There's a whole world. It's a different way of life. There's every source of transportation. When I met Joe Biden, I was rushed through many celebrities. Half of them I did not know. It didn't faze me to see them. It didn't. Some of them were actually very conceited and cocky that I didn't know who they were. Underground, under the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, there are many tunnels. Again, there's a way of transportation. There's every single way of transportation under the ground. I was sold to Joe Biden. Multiple times.
Mike, can we just stop it there for a sec?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem, sir. Bam.
So 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
she did this interview and told people about the tunnels, and we've only just heard about them in the last 4 months?
Yeah, they've just started, coming out about them more because of Puffy and his escapades.
Oh, I could connect some dots with this to see how long this has been going on and how deep it actually goes. Back in the 80s, there was this guy named Marc Dutroux in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with Epstein, nobody he was trafficking to got any trials. And the only there was a witness talking about being sent to politicians and royal and all that stuff, and she was completely smeared in the media. Fast forward a couple years, and who ends up being the center of the EU? Belgium.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got tunnels here in the UK as well. We've got bunkers that people don't know about in case of nuclear war, for politicians to go and hide in whilst the rest of us die.
As soon as Allie's video hit the internet, the reaction was explosive. People were instantly hooked. Everyone wanted to know if there was any truth behind her claims. And just like that, a wave of digital detectives was born. Content creators, fans, and curious minds started digging deep. Some even went as far as filming themselves outside Diddy's mansion, scanning every angle, every shadow, trying to spot anything that looked like a hidden entrance. Some were zooming in on drone footage. Others were analyzing old blueprints. And before we knew it, the internet was flooded. Thousands of new theories began surfacing. Some said the tunnels were real and used for wrong purposes. Others claimed they were escape routes. A few believed they connected multiple properties, allowing people to move in and out without ever being seen. It became a frenzy. However, things started getting downright unsettling when fans discovered something strange about Diddy. He once owned a massive mansion, now completely abandoned, left untouched, empty, and rotting away in silence. But why would someone like Diddy just walk away from a luxurious property like that? That is when the story got darker. According to long-buried fan theories and resurfaced interviews, Diddy did not just leave that house for no reason. He reportedly abandoned it after claiming he saw the ghost of Biggie Smalls. Yes, Biggie, the legendary rapper, once Diddy's closest friend, whose life was tragically cut short.
I'm a psychic medium, so I actually, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnels that connect from the Playboy Mansion.
To here?
I'm sure they connect here. Why wouldn't they?
There are places that connect, so what kind of energy? What kind of energy are you picking up?
There's just darkness. I mean, just in general, I've always had weird feelings on this street.
Yeah.
The Playboy Mansion's down there. So I always thought it was the Playboy Mansion. It wasn't until probably a year ago that I realized this was Diddy's house.
Cannot believe what went on under it. Playboy magazine reports it has just discovered blueprints for a network of tunnels beneath the mansion that supposedly led to the homes of Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, James Caan,
Will you watch yourself,
and Kirk Douglas. Now dig this. A photo from the late 70s allegedly showing an excavation in progress beneath the mansion. And this one shows the newly discovered tunnel plans. Check out the bunny logo on the plywood wall. Best of all, the blueprint. It says this tunnel leads to James Caan's house. This one to Jack Nicholson's. This one to Kirk Douglas's. And this one goes all the way to Warren Beatty's house.
Guys, they found underground tunnels at Diddy's homes. This was first brought up by Shadow of Ezra, where he talked about the underground tunnels in Diddy's luxurious Los Angeles mansion. It was an underwater swimming tunnel leading to a mysterious grotto, reminiscent of an ancient and modern human use of caves. Now, this is all alleged, of course, but they say that this tunnel connects to the Playboy Mansion. You guys remember that? Hugh Hefner, the guy who lived with all those women in his mansion? There's no available evidence right now. However, reports are noting that Combs mansions do have a pool with an underwater swimming tunnel. They say it's not connected to the Playboy Mansion, but there is a reason why the Playboy Mansion keeps coming up. 10 years ago, They were building underground tunnels to the Playboy Mansion for people like Jack Nicholson for his birthday. So this way, they don't have to go through the outside, but go underground in secret to the Playboy Mansion to do God knows what. You can see the sketches here of these underground tunnels being built. They were working on it, and it was supposed to connect celebrities like Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, Michael Jackson, just to name a few. As reported by People magazine, these underground tunnels to the Playboy Mansion were sealed off in the 1980s. The question is, do you believe that? Stay safe and be smart.
Now here is where things took a wild turn. That abandoned mansion did not just raise questions about ghosts, it raised something even bigger, something people have been afraid to say out loud for years. Was Diddy involved in Biggie's death? Suddenly, the mystery of the underground tunnels took a back seat. All eyes turned to the one question that has haunted hip-hop for decades: the tragic unsolved of Christopher Wallace, also known as the notorious B.I.G. Biggie was a legend in the making. Born and raised in Brooklyn, his storytelling skills and unmatched flow made him one of the most iconic rappers of all time. With hits like Juicy, Big Papa, and Mo Money Mo Problems, he was at the peak of his career when everything came crashing down. On March 9, 1997, Biggie was in Los Angeles. After leaving a party, he was shot while sitting in the passenger seat of a car. He was only 24 years old, and years later, just before Diddy was pulled into a storm of legal troubles, he posted a video. In it, he claimed that Biggie had called him exactly 1 week before they flew to LA. What they talked about, he never fully explained, but the timing made fans uneasy. Because if Biggie knew something was coming, why did he still go?
Something that y'all don't know. Breaking news, something that I've never told anybody. This is a secret, something that, will probably be in my book, but I'm telling y'all right now. The day that Biggie was killed, he wasn't supposed to be in LA. That morning, I got a call from Biggie, and I've never told anybody this in an interview or anything. I got a call from Biggie, and Biggie said, I don't want you to be mad at me, but I'm about to jerk you up. And I'm like, pause, I'm about to go left on something. That's a better word. And I'm like, what you talking about? I would always be on him about we young, black entrepreneurs, businessmen. We have to be on time. We have to be prompt. He said he was supposed to go to London. He called me, said, I'm not going to London. He's like, I just finished my album.
Biggie, man, the night he got killed, man, before we get into that, my man, take me through that weekend and everything leading up to that incident. Because, Biggie, he got killed on a Sunday after he left the vibe party. But, I want you to paint the picture for us, man, and just take us through everything that happened that weekend. Because that Saturday, the day prior to Biggie getting killed, y'all actually went to a basketball game. I think Snoop, Dogg Pound, and Mace attended that game. So, yeah, man, just paint the picture for us, man. Just tell us everything that happened leading up to that Sunday night when Biggie got killed, man.
Well, I can tell you what I know about it. I know it was some radio station doing some kind of celebrity basketball game or whatever, charity, whatever the situation was. And I know Stevie J and Mace had went. I know Big and them didn't go, Puff didn't go. So we was in front of, I think it was the hotel right across from the House of Blues. And the name may have been the Millennium or Malaya. The name escapes me, but everything in the hotel is white. When you go in your room, everything is white. The hotel is, they have parties on the roof and all that. So Stevie J and one of Stevie J friends and Mace come up in a white drop top Benz, right? And I says to Mace, I said, man, you supposed to be from Harlem. I said, you driving around here in a drop top Benz, don't you know these will bust you down your butt? They'll blow your head down to the white meat? Oh man, Stevie J said his man is real out here and everything like that. I said, I ain't got with what he real. Trophy for some of these cats. No, I'm good, Gene, I'm good. I said, you good? He said, yeah, man, I went to this game and everything like that. He started telling me the story how they just wanted Big and Puff. The crowd was against them. He was around them. They just wanted Big and Puff. I was like, yeah? I said, did you tell Big them? Did you tell Puff them? You know, so I know him and Puff had a conversation about the game and everything, what happened and all like that. But I don't know if him and Big had the conversation. Cause Mace knew that Big was leaving. And Mace knew that Big didn't like him. Cause every time Mace be around, you know, it's funny that Big would say little slick I'm like, Mace to just Mace. He was Mace, and now he's just Mace. You understand? So that's right there to me. And he used to always just go at this kid. You know what I'm saying? But he was like that with a lot of Puff artists. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't from Brooklyn and you represent Junior Mafia, he was a little funny with you. You know what I mean? So Mace, whether he told Big or not, he didn't come to that party, and he wasn't going to that party. And still today, Mace will tell you that the reason he didn't go to the party is because I was in the room with Brandy. But when he had a conversation with me that same night, when Big got killed, he calls me and said, yo, Gene, Brandy was calling me, telling me to come out the room so we could go to the party. So if she was in your room, why was she calling you, telling you, come, let's go to the party? See, people forget what they say and how they say it. So now, a day or two go by. You know, we go to the movies. Puff is chilling with Sally Richardson, another one of Pac's girls, allegedly.
The only people who truly know what happened that night are the ones who were there. Gene Deal, Diddy's bodyguard that night, was right alongside Biggie, and he had to be at that party. One key piece in all this is Bad Boy Records. Founded by Diddy in 1993, it quickly became the epicenter of East Coast hip-hop, with Biggie leading the charge and artists like Craig Mack, Faith Evans, and the Lox rounding out the roster. Bad Boy became synonymous with East Coast pride. Meanwhile, what doesn't just is saying, while on the West Coast, Death Row Records was rising fast under Suge Knight, Dr. Dre, and Tupac Shakur. A rivalry spread like wildfire across the country. The feud exploded after Tupac was shot at Quad Studios in 1994. He believed Bad Boy insiders had a role. In response, Biggie and Diddy came back harder, and the infamous diss track war began. After Tupac was killed in September 1996, tension reached a breaking point. Then, on March 9th, 1997, the day Biggie died, Gene Deal got a call. Someone warned them that they were coming for Diddy and Biggie. Gene warned both of them, but they shrugged it off and went to what they called the Vibe Party. But little did they know, the killer was already waiting for them behind the scenes.
About this, he said, so you gonna tell Puff? I said, yeah, I'm gonna tell Puff. So Puff come, I called Puff. He said, yeah, Gene. He's at the top of the steps. And I said, yo, Puff, I got some intel. Hey, what? I said, yo, some dudes gonna come and kill us tonight. They come to this party, they come to get us tonight. He says to me, Gene, I don't wanna hear that. If you don't wanna go, you ain't gotta go. Now, as far as I know, it's only 3 guns in the room. There's only 3 guns in the room. And all 3 of them are owned by me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Paul don't have one, D-Rock don't have one. None of those 11, 12 guys that was with us don't have no guns. So, when he says that to me, I'm feeling like shit. I go in the next room, it's a bunch of cats in there. There's Southside Crip named D-Mac, some few other guys, Chuck Bone, some of the people from the street team. Say about 6 or 7 guys all together. And it's this long wooden table and a telephone. So I calls the block, right? When I call the block, Sean picks up the phone. Sean picked up the phone. I said, yo, Slick there? And he said, yeah, he in the game room. I guess I could hear one of my friends named Shay. And she said, Sean, who that on the phone? Who that phone for? He said, Gene for Slick. So she came to the phone, right? And so I started talking to her. This is before Big got killed. So then next, Slick came to the phone, my man. So it's my god brother. I'm like this, yo, I got some information, bro, Not only he told me, he called from the Fed joint. Chaz told me that it's gonna go down some out tonight, bro. It's gonna be some, maybe it ain't gonna be no, what he said? He said, it ain't gonna be no industry. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. This ain't gonna be no industry. There's some like that. So then I talked to my man who was with Jodeci. And Jodeci wasn't coming to the party. You understand? And he said, man, y'all shouldn't go to the party either. He wouldn't elaborate or get into it, but you could tell from the conversation that wasn't a bad thing. That wasn't a good thing for us to do. So now, something just came over me and I just started beating the table after I hung up the phone. And D-Max said, what's wrong with you? I said, man, these niggas in y'all laughing and joking like a joke or something like that. Y'all playing like it's a joke. These come at us today. He told me, we lock and load together. We lock and load together. I said, I don't see none of you and I don't see none of you nothing. Got up from the table, walked outside. Guess who outside? The Notorious Big, D-Rock, Lil C's. So this is the first time I've seen Lil C's all week. Other than the day when Big was leaving the hotel, after they got, put out the hotel for the fight, the first time I seen Lil C's. So I said, yo, Big, some gotta come kill us tonight, bro. Lil C say out his mouth, go ahead on with that old cop shit. You think you know everything. And I told that little nigga one thing, you need to get you a GED where they don't cheat you out your money like they did your man right here. You know what I'm saying? Talking to Big. That's when Big said to himself, Big said to me, yo, Gene, go ahead with that bull. Have Tone and D-Rock hold you while Lil C's get his And I said, all that sound good, it may make you feel good, but it won't be healthy. And that's, Puff was coming out the door, said, come on, let's go. And that's when we went to the Vibe party. You know what I'm saying?
After leaving the Vibe party that night, everything seemed normal. Biggie was in the passenger seat of a black SUV, riding through the streets of Los Angeles. After the car pulled away from the venue and was on the road, another vehicle rolled up beside them. Within seconds, shots were fired. 5 bullets hit Biggie. He did not survive. And just like that, the world lost one of the greatest voices in hip-hop. What made it worse was that no one saw the killer. Some say Suge Knight was behind it. Others believe it was retaliation for Tupac. But then came Gene Deal's version of the story, and that one hits differently. According to Gene, the shot that killed Biggie was never meant for him. It was meant for Puff. Gene says Puff had been beefing with a few serious people. He had been warned that night that Biggie, loyal and trusting, took the seat that should have been Puff's. If that is true, it changes everything. Maybe that is why Puff abandoned that house. Maybe that is why he claimed he saw Biggie's ghost. Not because it was haunting him, but because the guilt never left.
Biggie, man, do you think it was a hit on Biggie when he was in LA?
I want to say this, that there are some dudes out there that wanted to get at Big for the incident in New York. There could have been some people who love Pac that wanted to get at Big while he was in California. That's what I meant, you know. So there could have been a hit on Big, but the night Big got killed, I don't believe that was meant for Big. And that's just based on what I saw, what I heard, by the guy showing his hand by coming directly to Puff's truck, because he thought Puff was in, nobody was watching Puff. When Puff was in that driveway, I was behind one of the pillows, like on the side. You wouldn't see me until you get about like 20 feet from Puff's car, whatever like that. And I wouldn't say 20 feet. You couldn't see me until you come close to that pillow, because I stayed right there on the side of the pillow right there. You understand? Because one dude had walked from there and walked through. That's a dude that you may have seen in some of those pictures, had the blue and white shirt on, striped shirt on. So when the Muslim guy came up, when he saw me right there, I came out from around the pillow and I'm looking at him. He stops right in his tracks. So that means that he was actually going for Puff. You understand? Because he's the shooter. He was actually going for Puff, but when I came out and I lowered my hand and I got my gun out, he better be real nice with his. But he's getting paid to kill Puff. He not getting paid to hit me. And he probably could tell I had a vest on, so he got to go straight to the dome, but I already got my gun out. So if he pulls up anything, he better be nice with it, because he gonna get it right back. Ain't no cocking or nothing. We're trained. It's in the chamber already. So when he stops, he looks at me and I look at him, he turns back around and go down. So now, never in a million years, he would have known that we was gonna blow that light, that flashing red light. You understand? So when we blew the light, he was still right there at the corner. And Bignum at the corner, right? The hesitation that he took on killing Big kind of showed me he didn't really want to kill Big. He might have been on a walkie-talkie or on a phone or something like that, and a person might have said, well, take him, because he didn't do it immediately. Because we went past the light, we crossed the light, and Tone said, yo, Bignum ain't coming with us, because he was looking back at him. And then he said, oh, somebody's pointing a gun at Bignum. You understand? So that's when I'm sitting sideways, I'm trying to open the door, but I'm still sitting sideways, and then that's when we heard the first shot. Pop, 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 like that. Then he turns the corner and leave. I'm saying that to say that somebody may have ordered that or say, yeah, you ain't get them, just get him. That's because of the hesitation that he took when Big got shot. So I believe it was meant for Puff. The people that tried to kill Puff that night, for whatever reason, because we had some beef with some Muslim cats in Soul Train too.
It has been decades since Biggie left this world, decades filled with silence and pain. And just a few months ago, that pain grew even heavier when Biggie's mother, Voletta Wallace, passed away. She spent the rest of her life fighting for justice. She stood strong, spoke out, and held on to hope that one day the truth would be revealed. But sadly, she left without answers, without closure, without justice for her only son. And just when we thought the story could not possibly get any worse, another truth came to the surface, one that left fans speechless. Right after Biggie's death, without even giving the world a moment to grieve, Diddy reportedly made quiet changes to Biggie's contract. The kind of changes that redirected every single dollar from Biggie's music straight into Diddy's pockets. Robbing your own friend right after his death is beyond betrayal. Biggie built that legacy with his words, his pain, his story, and instead of protecting that legacy, Diddy cashed in on it.
Gotta ask you, how you feel about Big Mom passing away?
Oh, that was sad. To see that she never quite, got the justice that she deserved on who actually killed her son, I bet that was heartbreaking to her. I feel like, I know Diddy ain't really do nothing to help the situation either, because she never really quite got the money she deserved from Biggie's estate. And I don't know, bro. I just feel like Diddy just did everybody dirty, including Biggie Mama. And rest in peace to Miss Wallace. And I feel like she passed with a broken heart. Well, she transitioned with a broken heart by not knowing that her baby boy, not knowing who her baby boy killer was. I know that's heartbreaking. And that's how I feel about it. I feel like she was heartbroken. And rest in peace to Miss Wallace. And it's just another icing on the cake of why Diddy is getting this karma right now, truthfully. Another icing on the cake. Rest in peace to Miss Wallace.
I know a lot of people that feel that same way, but why do you feel like Diddy did her wrong?
Because contract-wise, I know this for sure from the insight at Bad Boy. I know one thing that Biggie tried to do, and mind you, Biggie was way before me. When he passed, I was like 11. But being at Bad Boy for the time I was there, rumors used to go around. Of course, people had they likes and don't likes about Diddy, working with Diddy. And I used to hear rumors of within the contract of Biggie wanting to go solo, that Diddy didn't like it. Diddy didn't like that Biggie wanted to have his own label and do his own thing. I think Biggie felt like he had his run with Diddy and he wanted to do his own thing. And this is facts from what I heard. I heard that he did the contract of being released from the last album. And when the LA situation happened, to just my opinion, I heard that it was all kind of like a setup. Truthfully, I heard it was a setup. I heard that, that's just, I'm keeping it real. These are things that I heard. I heard that he had lack of security. Number one, he had lack of security. The security that Biggie was, he normally had with him, they wasn't there. I don't know, bro. It just felt like it was a setup. But I know one thing, within the contract of the release, once Biggie passed, Diddy recounted the contract and got all his royalties. And publishing and everything. Diddy got all of it once he died. Diddy. And gave his mama a little bit of nothing. That is facts. That is what I heard. And that is facts. Big old facts. Look, Diddy's in a situation right now, and I just don't think that things just happen to you. It happens for you. Why is everything crashing down on Diddy? It's a reason why. It's because you're just a dirty fucking person. Not just dirty, you're selfish. You only look out for you and yours, and it's every last one of us and our family, but it's all gravy with you and yours. So that's why when the justice situation and all that, he even responded, oh, chop, man. Look, little daddy, you was a little baby. You really don't know what's down with the history of what your daddy quite done, honestly. But that's your paw. So you're gonna take up for your family. You're gonna take up for your daddy. I get that. But Diddy did a lot of us dirty. Even his main money guy, which was Biggie. You dig? And he definitely switched up the contract when Biggie died. And these are facts. You can look it up. And what I'm saying right now, I'm not throwing Diddy under the bus. You dig? I might have it running over a leg or two, but things that I'm saying is public record. It's already out there, so all I'm doing is keeping it real. You dig? Because I was there and I experienced these things that was said, things that I've heard, so on this Art of Dialogue right here, everything I'm saying, is actual factual, coming from me, you dig? And I'm not, you know, I'm unbiased, you know, but that is definitely what I heard about the Biggie situation. That Diddy wanted to get out of the contract. Right after that, the LA situation happened. Biggie dies. Within him dying, Diddy remixed the contract and made everything come to him from that last album that he had. Yep, big old facts. Big old facts. Yes, Miss Wallace died of a broken heart, and she also died with feeling a way about Diddy. Period. And that's how I feel. She passed broken-hearted, shattered-hearted. Period. And if I was, you know, God rest her soul, but if I was his mom, I would have felt the same way, you know.
So what do you think? Was Diddy in some way involved in Biggie's death? Did he carry that guilt with him all these years? And is Allie Carter actually telling the truth about those underground tunnels? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.